we're not all entitled to anything that, we think we are. Such as, if I work so hard, I think I deserve a promotion. We're not really entitled. You shouldn't be so entitled to the promotion or such a certain things. And it doesn't have to really with just my job or just social media. Like, oh, I've worked so many posts. I post so many posts, or I push out so much content, but my YouTube channel is not growing. I'm kind of expecting this much viewers and subs, and we should all stop being so entitled to these things because they're, I guess, whenever you have this entitlement, you're kind of having a negative mindset about it, because whenever you post something, majority of the time, whenever people post, they don't post just for, oh, it's just for fun, stuff like that. They post to expect people to engage in it, which is really why I stopped using social media as a whole. Besides YouTube, of course, because how else are my viewers going to see this video? But I have some key points listed as to why I explain why anyone isn't entitled to anything, no matter how much hard work they put in, or how much time they put. And let's just jump straight into it. So number one is just realizing that you should stop thinking you deserve nicer things just because I deserve it. And this doesn't have to do with just social media about like posting stuff. I'm just using an example because I post on social media, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have interest in like social media or content creation. And saying that you deserve nice things just because you deserve it, it's like, oh, I worked off like so hard, I deserve this. I deserve this brand new watch, or I deserve this brand new iPhone, or anything like that. I think it's such like a negative and a selfish mindset to have, because at the end of the day, you end up actually just losing more things because you're not entitled to anything like what this video is all about. You're really not entitled to anything. And you should stop thinking that, hey, I deserve all these nice things just because I did this, or just because I worked so hard, I think I deserve like a 4-day break. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, of course, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not always, or I'm not saying like, oh, sometimes I want to break from like life or just work or social media. But what I'm trying to say is, when you work, let's just use an example here. I'm gonna use work because who doesn't work a 9 to 5? I'm not rich. You're not rich, or maybe you are, and who knows. But whenever you work 40 hours and you get home, you're like, oh, I deserve this rest, or I deserve this, I guess just, oh, I deserve to eat out like a king tonight, or I deserve to eat out like a king tonight. I'm going to go buffet right after, or just to a nice restaurant right after, because, oh, I've worked so hard, I need to reward myself. And that's actually a negative mindset, or just a negative way of thinking, just because you're going to end up spending more money thinking that you put in more work. So let's say that you did put in hard work, all that just cancels out because you spent all your time doing all this hard work just to ruin it. It's like just watching your diet. Like, if you eat healthy like 3 days out of the week, and then you reward yourself with like pizza or junk food all the other 4 days, it's kind of like, what's the point of even putting in all the hard work if you're just gonna restart all of it? So that's why I say, like, just keep being consistent with it. Of course, you can have like a nice thing once or twice, but you shouldn't always expect like, hey, I deserve this because I'm such a good person, or oh, I'm such a hard worker, yada yada, because at the end of the day, I think entitlement is, I guess, the number one reason why people are selfish or something like that. But that's enough of point number one. Point number two is really just, I know if you were watching this video, you may think like, hey, like, you're not grateful at all or something like that. But don't equate this to not being grateful for the things you have, because a lot of people in this world, they don't have what we have. Even me, like, I'm grateful to have this camera. I'm grateful to have this PC set up, or my keyboard, or even my phone. Like, because a lot of people in the world don't have these devices, or they're not financially well off, or even they're like just born in a corrupt country, things like that. And I'm not saying that I'm not grateful because of this. Like, of course, I'm grateful for the things I have, and that's just something you have to keep in mind. Like, I'm pushing like oh, you should stop being like so entitled, stuff like that. But you also have to learn how to appreciate what you have. So that's point number 2. And point number 3 is just realizing that when it comes down to it, someone else might want it more than you. And you should show like the world or show everyone why you want it more, or like why you like quote unquote deserve this. You know, you could be entitled and act like, hey, I worked hard for this, like blah blah blah. But you also have to realize that there's so many competitors or so many people around your area or just in that niche or whatever you're trying to grow in, or like that want that spot too. Like no, everybody always wants to be like the next billionaire, the next millionaire. But what makes it different is that people are actually working hard towards it. Some people will just work hard at the 9 to 5 job and wonder where $1 million is. Like, I know some people that work their lives off and wonder where the money went when they never did anything to make money work for money, guys. And to make money work, to use money to make money, you have to invest. You have to just, I guess, just study more on finance. But a lot of people just work hard and expect $1 million back, or just expect to become a multimillionaire overnight, or they like start they start, I guess, informing themselves, and I guess just having this warped mindset of how investing is. Like, hey, if I invest in this cryptocurrency, oh, I'm gonna blow up. Like this is 100% hit. Like I'm gonna become rich overnight, which is completely false. So whenever it comes to those regards, you have to realize like someone else wants it more than you. So what's like, you don't really have an entitlement to this position. You don't really have the entitlement to whatever you're doing. Like someone else can go and take it right now. And this involves even me. Like I have to realize that even in my job, I know there's a lot of people around my age that they want this job. And I could be the hardest worker, but you know, the next guy or the guy that they didn't hire could have been the harder worker. So that's why I'm always grateful, because you never know. No one ever knows. Like if you say you're like the hardest worker you ever know, and you look around, like I guarantee you there will be someone else that's harder working than you. Even if you don't see it, like I guess progressively, like even if you look around progressively and you don't see anybody, you know, you never know someone's life. They could be working 2 times as hard as you, but they just don't show or tell about it. So that's point number 3, is just realizing that someone else might want it more than you, and they could take your position that you're in. And they can move up higher than you too, and who knows? Maybe the next guy works harder or works smarter than them and takes over them too. So there's that. And my last point is really just, I guess it's pretty obvious, but if you guys haven't realized, being entitled or entitlement is, I guess for me, it means the equivalent of being spoiled. And being spoiled is not, I guess I would say, like, I know it's kind of hard, but I guess being spoiled isn't as bad. It really depends what you do with it, because I wouldn't say I'm like too spoiled, but it's what you do with what you were given. You know, you gotta play your cards right. A lot of, I guess, well-off kids, because their parents are rich, they, you know, you always see them buying like nice cars or depreciating assets. They don't do anything with the wealth that they're given, and that's a reason why being spoiled is bad, or entitlement is like, hey, I deserve this because, you know, I'm this and this. Or like if your parents have like a huge reputation in this industry or something like that, it's like, hey, don't you know I'm this person's son? Like, oh, you better go do this before I call my parents, or stuff like that. And that's entitlement right there. Like expecting something because of this or that. Expecting like loyalty, respect, just because you're this person's son, this person's daughter, or because you're related to them. Like, no, if you're like, you could be spoiled and know how to act, I guess, humble. And I'm not gonna sort of like, I'm not gonna state like, oh, certain traits of a humble person, because at least for me, I feel like that defeats the whole entire purpose of humbleness. But that's all I have for today's video, guys. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you, guys.